will, help to identify lesions like this in the posterior part of the oral cavity more appropriately. So this is how the pictures should be, and this is how the pictures, have to be sent to the referring practitioners. Frequently, what we notice is that when patients are sending us pictures for telemedicine purposes, they can only give us one angle or one conclusion without, complete history. So this was a paper that had defined how you can take pictures, and I thought that was very helpful. Maybe you can take a screenshot of this and keep in your practice. So basically, it will tell you how to keep the patient position, how to hold the mirror, and how to retract the tissues to get the appropriate pictures. So this is highlighting the pictures of the hard and the soft palate, floor of the mouth, lingual gingiva. Then we have the buccal gingiva, and we have the posterior part of the buccal mucosa, how we retract with the tongue retractor, and then we can take a picture like this. And then we have anterior gingiva and the tongue as well. So you place the retractors, extrude the tongue with the help of a gauze, and expose the lesion. So this will give you a better picture, and communication with the referring practitioner is very easy. This is how you would take for the lateral border of the tongue. So ensure that the camera flash is placed further out of the mouth. So basically, how even the color, texture, consistency is so important when it comes to the diagnosis of oral medicine, that intraoral photography becomes even more important. So maybe you can take a screenshot of all these lesions and slides and keep. This is how you would take the buccal mucosa again. Make the patient sit upright and pull the lips and cheek to the side. This is for the floor of the mouth, and this is for the chin, how you can tilt it down. This is again for the floor of the mouth, so this has to be taken with the chin tilted down. So practical tips for chairside diagnosis. Basically, we have to integrate the patient's history, assess the risk that the patient will be at, and make the diagnosis for the patient. So we need to do the biopsy for cases that are relevant, and advanced diagnostic tools of imaging have to be taken into consideration. So this is a Wellscope. Wellscope is basically a chemofluorescence technique, that is, light will produce fluorescence. So this is a Wellscope. So when you put the light on a tissue, the abnormal epithelial cells will lose the fluorescence, and the underlying stroma will become quite visible. And in the normal tissue, it produces a normal pattern. So the reflection of light will tell you what the lesion is, if it is showing any kind of dysplastic changes or no. Now, Wellscope, this is again a picture that defines how the lesion, the palette looks quite normal, but when you were to use this light, you will be able to see a dark structure like this, which is showing that the light wasn't taken so well by the epithelial cells that have dysplastic changes, and it does not reflect the light, and that is why the lesion appears dark. The same was, see here, if you see, the crusting of the lips was present. The light does not reflect back, and that is indicative of the fact that there are dysplastic changes that are present. Same lesion on the tongue was present. If it has some kind of dysplastic changes, it appears black, and after treatment, it appears the same color. So the tissue has, this is an abnormal tissue, and this is a normal tissue. Now, this is a very expensive instrument. It goes up to INR 1.5 lakh. So it is not, a practical option. So we have a much more practical option, which